Welcome to HCS Talks. I'm your host, Superintendent Raymond Haynes. This is the second season of HCS Talks, our Hampton City Schools podcast. If it is important to students, parents, teachers, or the community, we hope to cover it on HCS Talks. The goal is to inform, educate, and even entertain you. Today, I get the chance to sit down with Miss Francesca Conley-Mitchell, who is the Hampton High School 2024 Teacher of the Year and our 2024 Hampton City Schools High School Teacher of the Year. So thank you for being here, Ms. Conley-Mitchell. Why don't you begin by telling the listening audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, today is actually my birthday.
Happy birthday. I did not know that.
Yes, sir. 11/11/82. And my husband is a veteran.
Oh,
So it
thank
all
him for his
lines up.
service. Yes.
Right.
What
He
branch of service?
Did 20 years in the Navy.
Navy. All right.
I am actually from Mississippi. I'm not from here.
From Mississippi?
Yes.
What brought you here? The military?
Military.
You still have family in Mississippi?
Yes, sir.
What part of Mississippi?
Grenada.
Grenada.
2 hours from Jackson and 2 hours from Memphis.
All right. Do you miss it?
Not really.
Is your husband from Mississippi too?
He's from Texas.
Texas. All right. So you still have a bunch of family in Mississippi?
Yes, sir.
How often do you go back?
At least 2 or 3 times a year.
Drive?
Yes, sir.
How long is the drive?
About 13 to 15 hours.
That's a bit much. You have children?
No, sir.
No. All right. So Hampton, how long have you been in Hampton, Virginia?
I taught at Lindsay Middle School for 4 years, and this is actually my 3rd year at Hampton High School.
What did you teach at Lindsay?
I taught Math 7 and Algebra 1.
Math 7 and Algebra 1. And you've been how many years at the Hampton High?
This is my 3rd year.
3rd year. So you've been in Virginia for 7 years?
Longer than that. I've been in Virginia since we married in 06 and moved up here. Then we got orders in 07, 08. And then we got back here in 2011. We've been here ever since.
So does your family ever come here to see you?
Sometimes.
Do they like it?
Yeah, for the most part.
But they prefer Mississippi.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Conley-Mitchell, can you share your teaching philosophy and how it shapes your approach in the classroom?
I believe that you treat people, even students, the way you want to be treated. And you always show love.
And I'm sure that is one of the reasons why your colleagues chose you as the Teacher of the Year, just looking at your relationship and rapport that you have with young people, coupled with your strong instructional skills and abilities as well. So do you have a lot of your former students come back and see you, or even if they're still in the building, come by your classroom? And
Yes, sir.
what is that like? How does that make you feel?
I went to the 7-Eleven about 2 months ago, and one of my students from Lindsay remembered me, and he gave me the biggest hug. So I like that. I have a student now who's in Newport News, and he calls and checks on me.
Wow.
So they
Making
don't
certain
forget.
you're okay.
I got some kids lurking, trying to find me on Facebook.
Still wanted to stay connected.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So what inspired you to become a teacher, and what keeps you motivated day to day?
Well, honestly, where I'm from, it's not a lot of African-American educators. And so the image that is portrayed on TV is negative. And I wanted to change that. And I remember, because I was going to go into culinary arts, but I remember my senior year sitting on the couch, and it had Mississippi ranked the highest in teen pregnancy. And I knew then I wanted to change other students' lives.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I remember that.
So you wanted to go into culinary.
Yes, sir.
That means you can cook, or
Yes, sir.
you can?
Yes, sir.
Who
I
told-
used to cook at Lindsay.
What's one of your famous dishes?
I mean, you have to ask the colleagues at Lindsay. But I used to cook and bring the stuff. They would bring the food out the car, and that's it. They took it from there.
So that's one of your specialties,
Yes,
one of your
sir.
many talents. How about baking?
I love baking.
What is you have a
I
famous
can bake
dish?
cake from scratch, cornbread from scratch,
So
all of this stuff. Yeah. I had no choice. My grandmama helped raise me.
Are you going to be in this area for Thanksgiving?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I might. Can I just drive by?
No.
So you were mentioning young people not having the opportunity to see African American educators. So we have that philosophy when we talk about the portrait of a Hampton graduate. We talk about the me I see is the me I'll be. So I think it's pretty powerful for them to see not just an African American, but a female actually teaching mathematics, because oftentimes they see that as a subject that females don't teach or are not a part of. So what sort of inspired you to go into the math world?
Well, I went to Mississippi State, and they base your classes for the most part on your ACT score. Mm-hmm. And so I took a lot of math classes to get more comfortable with the subject of math. Right. Now, granted, let's be real, I'm endorsing every core subject in the state of Mississippi and in the state of Virginia.
Wow.
So not only am I just geared in math, but I can do English, I can do science, I can do history. But at the time, the main push was they need math teachers.
Right.
And so this is my 15th year, it's been solely math.
Wow. And you're definitely making an impact. How do you engage? What are some strategies you use to build strong relationships with students to make them feel valued?
Well, truthfully, I go to all these sporting events. My husband is a referee, so I get the VHSL referee pass. I go to these sporting events. I keep the books for the JV boys basketball team because I played basketball.
You did?
I did.
Did you really play?
I played basketball.
Did you get any playing time?
I did, and I was in a band. I played the flute.
Did you start when you were on the basketball team?
I did not start.
So you were in the band too?
I was in the band. I played the flute. I had a band scholarship.
Can you still play?
Yes, sir.
Well, many, many, many talents.
Yeah. So I'm active in the kids' extracurricular activities. Mm-hmm. So not only do they get to see me in the classroom, they get to see me outside the classroom.
And they are seeing you at those games, and it's showing them that you care enough about them to come outside of that classroom and see what they're doing outside of math.
That's it.
That's powerful. So can you share a memorable story of a student who impacted you?
I remember in September, I got a student who transferred from Texas, and he was really, really angry. And I worked with him, and he wasn't doing work at first, but I kept on working, and basketball season was approaching, and he was scared he was not going to get on the team. Well, I keep the books for the JV, so I hit the JV boys basketball coach up, and I kind of, he's a good student. He's trying to learn, he's still trying to, I guess, get acclimated with the school. I said, as a favor to me, can you kind of let him come to practice and see how he do? And I'll help from there. We work as a community, as a joint partnership. And he came to the practice, and we bonded. Wow. We literally bonded. Even on his birthday in September, I reached out to him, and he said, "Thank you, Miss Mitchell."
Wow.
So he still, because he went back to Texas ultimately.
Oh, he did go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I reached out to him, and he remembered me.
And he did play on the team?
Yes, he did.
Was he good?
I didn't get to see, he didn't really get the playing time, whatever.
But he remembered the impact that you made on him. So how do you engage students who might be less enthusiastic about school?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and this was when I was interviewing for the Teacher of the Year. I do bring snacks in. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my students don't eat lunch. Well, I got healthy snacks, and I got regular snacks in. And just from that, just to know if I engage, if I ask questions, if I answer, I'm going to get something.
Right.
So if that's what I have to do, is every child, every day, whatever it takes, right?
Takes. Yes, ma'am.
So if that's what it takes.
You make it happen.
I make it happen.
So what do you find, Ms. Conley-Mitchell, what do you find to be the most rewarding part of teaching high school students?
When for the most part, they see you as family. Mm-hmm. And once they see you as family, they do whatever they can to protect you. I got round the clock care every day. Every block, I got kids coming in, checking on me. If I don't look right, they, Miss Mitchell, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So just that part, feel protected.
Right. Because you protect them, so they want to make certain they protect you as well. They
do. And I feel the love.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel it.
So how do you handle the pressures of teaching while maintaining a balance with your personal life?
Well, this is the thing. And that was in my essay. I can't be a teacher when it's convenient. So if a child needs to reach me, I'm still there if needed. But on the weekend, that's pretty much when I shut down and relax and try to get in tune and,
do some things for yourself.
Right.
What are some things you like to do? Because it seems like everything is still connected to school somehow.
It is. I'm a teacher at heart.
Coaching.
Yes. I am a teacher at heart. I like shopping. I can't say I like eating because I done lost 30 pounds. I can't say that.
You like cooking?
I do, but I don't cook as much fattening food as I used to because I'm changing how I eat.
Yes, ma'am. That doesn't mean the people who want to. What about the people who want to eat some of the food? They might not want to help.
My husband, he's losing weight. We both on this losing weight journey. So I don't just cook like I used to. I had to modify. Like you modify your lesson, I got to modify my cooking style.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I like what you said when you said you can't be a teacher when it's just convenient.
That's right.
So it's like you're a teacher all the time.
All the time.
Yes, ma'am. So what does being named Teacher of the Year mean to you, and how has it impacted you?
Well, this is the thing. Before the Teacher of the Year, and even now, I'm still going to be who I am. Mm-hmm. My goal is to stay humble and just still reach these kids because the kids need me. So I love being, Teacher of the Year, but I'm still going to be me.
Yes, ma'am. That humility comes out just in my conversation with you. And I believe that's yet another reason why the Hampton High chose you to represent them as the Teacher of the Year. And then you are also the high school Teacher of the Year for Hampton City Schools as well.
Sir.
So oftentimes your work speaks for itself.
I hope so.
Staying humble and staying connected with young people, having that relationship and rapport with them, and being able to make an impact on them, not just instructionally, but all around as well. So we certainly thank you for choosing Hampton City Schools and choosing this profession and choosing to stay with us as well. So from Lindsay to Hampton High, we want you to stay with Hampton City Schools, hopefully until you retire. What would you like to say to new teachers or those who aspire to be a teacher someday?
The teachers, the people who would like to be teachers, I would look at the pros and cons. Mm-hmm. Just like the military, some teachers stay in there for 4 or 5 years and they get out of it. The kids need us. Mm-hmm. They need us. If they are the future, we need to be there to help guide them into the future. Mm-hmm. I would say do background knowledge, get educated, get comfortable with the subject field or what subject you would like to teach. Always stay abreast of new ideas or new concepts, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, and that ongoing professional growth and development helps immensely. Have you gotten a chance to serve as a mentor to new teachers in the building? No, sir. You haven't? No, sir. So you haven't, new teachers in your department or anything, they haven't brought them to you to mentor or? No, sir. Yet. So that is something that I think will probably be coming with Mr. Majed and the team. And I know you work with closely with Miss Hardy as well, right? Yes, sir. All right. So even in your realm as a teacher, you talked about the need for it and recognizing how young people needed to see folks that look like you, who are doing this to be a good role model for us as well. Have you reached back out to folks in Mississippi about coming here as well? Because we can always use more teachers. I don't really know of anyone going into education back home. You don't? No. The enrollment for teachers or education is down. Yes, it is. But, we
We like to use folks like you to recruit others to come from Mississippi to the great state of Virginia and Hampton as well. You tell them how impactful you have been and how great the city is and how great our young people are, and hopefully you can help us recruit some young folks as well. So as we wrap up, Ms. Mitchell, is there anything else you would like to share?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, you have a lot to share. You're just being humble. So this year you are teaching out. What are you teaching this
Algebra
year?
1.
Just Algebra 1?
Yes, sir.
All your blocks out?
Yes, sir.
Are you doing any tutoring? And
I do tutoring on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays? After school, before school?
After school.
After school. A lot of young people show up to the tutoring?
The most I've had is maybe 3, but because of how I teach during the class, they understand. I break it down to where they can grasp what I'm doing.
That's good. That's powerful. So what about students from other classes, though? Sometimes when I was principal, oftentimes I would have young people go to a different teacher other than the one they had if they didn't understand the concept, because it might be a different way you would explain it, and they would perhaps grasp it faster. Are you seeing other students from other classes come?
I haven't so far.
Okay, is this primarily your students?
Yes, sir.
And in terms of working together as a department, do you have opportunities to share best practices with your team members? And what is that like for you all?
That's like during our CLT, like we're working on relations and functions, how we would go about going from plotting points to the function rule to actually doing a function table and then putting everything all together.
So you all talking through what that will look like and
Yes,
what type
sir.
of instructional strategies and any roadblocks that you would have as a result of that as well. So in doing that, how do you all go about when you're looking at analyzing your data? You're looking at the quarterly assessments or the critical skills assessments. How do you break that down?
Well, for me, I look at the most missed questions, and I use that and put that on the warm-up. In addition to that, I use the Desmos online learning. So we all can see if we're getting that, because, Desmos give you that immediate feedback. And so they can see if they got something right, if something is wrong. We have those discussions.
So just talking through that
Just
whole
talking through
process.
it.
Tell the listening audience what you love about the Hampton High School and Hampton City Schools as well.
The kids are great. I love the kids. And like I said, I've never felt so protected in my life.
That's because you protect them too. It is a mutual thing, and
It
just
is.
coming here, being a part
And the
of the
love,
Crabber
I
family.
feel the love.
Yes, ma'am.
I do. I feel it.
You seem like you enjoy coming to work every single day.
do.
When I came into this room, you just light up with your smile. So it
Yeah.
lets us know that you feel great about being a part of the school system and great about the work that you do
I love the administration.
and the impact that you're making as well. And I'm
Yeah.
sure when he listens to this or the administration listens to this, it'll be a nice shout out for them as well. Anything else you want to share with the listening audience?
I don't have anything.
Nothing else you want to share about teaching or perhaps cooking or...
Not that I could think of.
All right. Well, we certainly thank you for your time, Ms. Conley-Mitchell. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for all the hard work you do each and every day to support our young people in the core business of teaching and learning. Like you said, every child, every day, whatever it takes. And to our listeners, remember, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. As one community, one transformation, we will ensure academic excellence for every child, every day, whatever it takes. Until next time.
Listen to learn more about Hampton City Schools. New episodes of HCS Talks drop on Thursdays. Subscribe and listen to HCS Talks. HCS Talks is a Hampton City Schools production.